Alright, now that you know how to load data in Python via pandas, and you know how to do that using different data sources, as you saw CSV, JSON, text files, and Excel, and now you want to understand how and learn how to manipulate these data frames. And by manipulation, what I mean is deleting rows and columns from your data frame and adding new rows and columns, and also modifying existing rows and columns. So that's what you're going to learn throughout these lectures. But first of all, I'd like you to understand how data frames are indexed. And with indexing, I mean, we have this data frame here, and this can be a big one. So this happens to be a shorter one with only 6 rows. But if you have big data frames with lots of columns and rows, then you may want to extract information out of that data frame. And to extract information, you need to have like a coordinate system in that data frame, like an embedded coordinate system. So that if you want to access, let's say, so these 2 rows here, this portion in here, you want to know how to do that. So that's what you're going to learn now, how data frames are indexed and how you can slice them. So let's try to extract that portion of the data frame. There might be different ways to access that portion of the data frame. The first way is to use label-based indexing. The other way is to use position-based indexing. So your data frame has column labels and index labels. So now you can use labels from your index column and labels from your header, your column names, to access portions of your data frame. With label indexing, you want to use a lock in there, so the lock method. And then you pass square brackets in there, and then that gets 2 elements. And the first element could be a range of the index column. So we're talking about labels, about strings, so you'll have to pass, 735, Dolores ST, and then a range, so with a column there, 332 heal st, and then from country to id. Execute that, and yeah, this is our portion. So when you use labels, you're including the first label that you pass there and the last one as well. So everything between those, and like here, country and employees is included as well, but id also. And of course, almost similarly, you can access, single cells from your data frame, just like that. So the intersection between this index label and this column name is USA, which should be this one here. If you want all the USAs, then you just pass everything there, and you get everything here. Which, of course, if you want, you can convert it to a list. So a simple list using the Python built-in function, which is list. And that's about label-based indexing. Now, this is not the common way to extract data from the data frame. More common could be to access data based on indexing, not based on labels. So to do that, you do df7, and instead of lock, you do ilock. That again expects 2 items. So the first would be the range of your indexes. Actually, let me print out the data frame here so that you can refer to that. So let me access from Dolores to 23rd Street, and that would be 1, 2, 3, I believe, yeah. And also from country to ID, so again 1, 2, 3. And yeah, you can see the difference now. The ID wasn't included there, and either was 23rd Street, because this is, as you do with list, this is upper bound exclusive. So with Python list, 3 is not included in the slice. But with labels, the last item of the range was included in the slice. So in this case, you want to pass 4 there and 4 there. And that's how you get your portion. And of course, similarly, you can do things like that. So you get all the rows or only one of them. So that would be a row with index 3, which is this one, but only 4 columns: country, employees, and ID. So USA 10 and 4. Alright, that is position-based indexing. And yeah, that's what I wanted to teach you about data frame indexing and slicing. And I'll talk to you in the next lecture.